Lita for telling my fiancé. Her sister might be trying to sabotage our wedding. So apparently, this is my life now. Thanks, Caroline. Hey Reddit, long-time lurker, first-time poster. Buckle up. This is either an elaborate prank or the plot of an HBO miniseries. Quick backstory. I'm David, 30NM. My fiancé is the artist formerly known as Reddit's favorite family disruptor, aka OP from the viral DNA wedding fiasco. I'm calling it the Spit Show from now on. You might remember her. Outed her sister's real dad at the rehearsal dinner, triggered a champagne dodge and throw, turned into main character of the internet for a week. Yeah, that's my future wife. And I love her. Deeply, passionately. Even when she brings a 23andMe kit to Christmas. We've been together 5 years. She's my person. I've ridden shotgun through every chaotic family dinner, every phone call where her mom passive-aggressively suggests therapy, and every Amanda gossip dump that starts with, "Don't quote me, but..." So when we started planning our wedding, we agreed on one thing. No drama, no champagne towers, no doves, no family speeches, just a simple beach ceremony, close friends, coolers full of beer, my buddy Zach DJing off his iPad, that kind of vibe. We sent invites to both sides because we're not monsters, but we expected a 40% drop rate from her family. Reasonable given the post-apocalyptic wreckage left after the wedding reveal. Her sister, Caroline, 32F, still hadn't spoken to her since the incident. So imagine our surprise when we got an RSVP in the mail with 2 little words written in cursive under the "accepts with pleasure" line. Looking forward. Signed, Caroline. That was 3 months ago. Since then, weird things have been happening. Started small. A typo on our wedding website, somehow David and Fiancé became David and Caroline. Weird, but whatever. Could have been a glitch. Then our caterer called to confirm a menu change that we didn't make. Someone had emailed them from a very convincing address to switch our laid-back taco bar to a 4-course plated affair with truffle risotto. Okay. Now I'm side-eyeing the shadows. Then our beach permit got revoked due to an anonymous complaint about environmental damage. Except when I called the city. No one knew what I was talking about. The complaint wasn't real. And then, our DJ, my friend Zach, calls me in a panic because someone emailed him pretending to be me, asking him to play a different first dance song. Instead of our pick, "You're My Home" by Billy Joel, they requested, wait for it, "You Should Probably Leave" by Chris Stapleton. I am not kidding. My fiancé thinks it's a coincidence, maybe a bitter ex, maybe her mom. But I have a gut feeling. A bone-deep, spine-tingling, emotionally exhausted feeling. It's Caroline. And I think she's trying to ruin our wedding. I confronted Amanda, the cousin, the human group chat, and she did that thing where she doesn't deny it but just sips her drink and goes, "Wow, that'd be crazy if true." I haven't told my fiancé yet. She's been so happy, planning flower crowns and beach games and crying over her dress fittings in a good way. I don't want to yank the rug out again, but now I'm stuck. Do I tell her? Do I confront Caroline? Do I install a security camera on the wedding cake? Reddit, help. AITA for suspecting my future sister-in-law is on a secret revenge mission. Or am I just paranoid from being engaged to Reddit's most infamous DNA whistleblower? Yes, I'll update, because apparently this is my life now. Confronting Amanda and finding the burn book. Okay, so after the DJ incident, which still makes me wheeze every time I think about that Chris Stapleton song, I decided I was done playing Mr. Chill Groom. This was Sabotage, and I knew exactly who to interrogate. Amanda. Cousin Amanda, 34F for the uninitiated, is the omniscient narrator of our family. If there's a secret, she knows it. If there's a fight, she already has popcorn. Her entire personality is 70% chaotic good and 30% screenshots. She's also best friends with Caroline, or at least she was until the Spit Show. So I invite Amanda out for drinks. Casual. I pick a bar she likes. I pay for the expensive cocktails. I act chill. We sit down. She orders something with mezcal and a flower in it. And the second the drink hits the table, I go, "Amanda, is Caroline messing with our wedding?" She doesn't answer right away. Just sips her drink like she's auditioning for a reality show. Finally, she says, "Okay, technically I can't confirm anything, but hypothetically, if someone were to pull off a long-con wedding sabotage, it'd be genius level." I just stare at her. She continues, "Hypothetically, let's say someone was still really pissed about having their paternity revealed in front of 80 people and a harpist. That person might have, say, made a Pinterest board called Operation Beach Wreck purely for stress relief. Not to act on it, just as a thought experiment. Reddit." I was not prepared. I said, "Amanda, do you have access to this Pinterest board?" She says nothing. Just pulls out her phone and shows me a folder titled Caroline's Petty Revenge Archives. It has subfolders, color-coded, and yes, there is a board labeled David and Her Disaster Wedding. I clicked through in silence. It had a screenshot of our original save the date with the words LOL edited over it. A photo of a beach venue with red circles around trip hazards. A meme that said, "Let them eat sand." And the pièce de resistance, a fake flower crown tutorial labeled DIY Ugly Bride. I was half horrified, half impressed. The organization alone deserved an award. Amanda finally goes, "Listen, she hasn't actually done anything illegal, but she's in her villain origin phase right now. Therapy isn't working fast enough, and she's got a lot of free time since she's technically still on her honeymoon leave." I asked if she thought Caroline would go further. Amanda looked at me dead in the eye and said, "If you don't lock down your cake, she will put sardines in it." So yeah, we're there. I told my fiancé. I had to. I couldn't let her walk into a wedding full of landmines, both literal and emotional. We were sitting on the floor stuffing welcome bags with mini sunscreen bottles, and I just blurted it out. At first, she didn't believe me. Then I showed her the Pinterest board. She went quiet, not mad, just disappointed. The kind of disappointed where you know someone you love still can't let you be happy without pulling focus. She said, "I was going to ask her to do a reading. I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe we'd healed." That broke me a little. We cried. Then she rage texted Amanda for the whole folder. Amanda sent it in a zip file titled Operation Petty BI. We laughed through our tears. And then she said, "Let's still invite her." I asked, "Are you serious?" She said, "Absolutely. But now I get to pick the seating chart, and I'm putting her between Great Aunt Ruth and the guy who clipped his toenails at Easter brunch. So yeah, wedding's still on. But we're watching Caroline like she's a raccoon near a birthday cake. We even hired a day of security guard. His name is Stan. He's retired Navy and he once tackled a guy for touching a wedding cake with bare hands. He's perfect. More soon. We haven't even gotten to the rehearsal dinner yet. And Reddit, you're not going to believe what Caroline wears to that. The rehearsal dinner ambush. So funny story. By funny, I mean, oh dear God, get me out of this family. It's the night of the rehearsal dinner. We booked a low-key beachside restaurant. Nothing fancy, just good seafood, outdoor string lights, and a playlist we made ourselves. Read, heavy on indie covers and zero potential sabotage. Everything starts fine. People are arriving. My fiancé is radiant. Amanda shows up in a jumpsuit that looks like it was designed to hold 6 secrets and a knife. My parents are being surprisingly chill. Even her dad, the one who actually raised her, still a saint, gives me a weirdly long handshake like he's either proud or afraid for me. And then, Caroline arrives, in a white dress. Not ivory, not champagne, not some neutral that could be defended with a straight face. White, bright, stark, the exact shade you'd wear if you wanted to be tackled by a bridesmaid at someone else's wedding. I see her walk in and feel David Tumo awaken inside me. The version that's ready to flip a table or fake a fire drill. But my fiancé just laughs, like full-on hand-over-mouth, laughs. I look at her like, are we in a rom-com or a slasher movie? And she goes, let her. It's her last stand. She wants attention, let her be the punchline. Caroline makes the rounds like she's running for office, kisses cheeks, poses for pictures, compliments the seafood sliders like she wasn't caught planning a wedding heist 2 weeks ago. Then right as we're about to sit down, she stands up and clinks her wine glass. No microphone, just pure, projected drama. She goes, "I just wanted to say a few words before the happy couple ties the knot, because family, after all, is about honesty and forgiveness and accepting your place in each other's stories." The entire table goes stiff. My fiancé grabs my knee under the table. Caroline continues, "Some people think exposing secrets makes them brave, but real bravery is learning to live with them without blowing up someone's life for karma points." Now everyone's staring. Grandma sips her wine without blinking. Amanda is texting so fast her phone looks like it's vibrating. I'm about to stand up when my fiancé beats me to it. She just looks at Caroline, raises her glass, and says, "To forgiveness," especially when it's served with seafood and zero self-awareness. The entire back patio erupts. Even my mom did a spit laugh. Caroline goes red, sits down. Amanda whispers, "Holy crap, she just checkmated her with a toast." The rest of the dinner is weirdly peaceful. Caroline sulks. My fiancé glows. Stan, our security guard, lingers just out of frame like a bodyguard in a rom-com. He's worth every penny. Later that night, Amanda sends me a screenshot. It's from Caroline's private Insta story. "Imagine ruining a wedding with a spit test and still thinking you're the main character." I almost respond. Almost. But then I remember what my fiancé said in the car on the way home. She's already lost. She just doesn't know it yet. Reddit, the wedding is tomorrow. And if you think we've hit the peak of the drama, you're not ready for what happens during the vows. Stay tuned for post 4. It gets biblical. The vow bombshell. We made it to the wedding. Barely. The morning starts weird. Stan, our security guy, calls at 7 a.m. because someone tried to deliver a floral arrangement to the venue. Stan opens the box. It's not flowers. It's a single potted cactus with a note that says, "For the prickly bride. No return address." Stan confiscates it like it's contraband. My fiancé laughs, says, "Bold move, passive-aggressive and sustainable." We get ready. It's a dream. She's glowing in her non-traditional seafoam green dress. I've got my tie tied properly for once. My best man, Zach the DJ, is emotionally crying to himself in the mirror. All is well. Guests arrive. Amanda is there, sunglasses on, holding a thermos labeled emotional support beverage. Grandma is wearing her signature funeral black like she's attending a royal scandal. And Caroline shows up late, wearing black. A black sundress. Not full funeral, but just enough to make a statement. She sits alone, doesn't talk to anyone. She's clearly here for one reason, to witness the drama. So naturally, the universe obliges. We get to the vows. My fiancée goes first. Her vows are perfect, heartfelt, funny. She quotes The Princess Bride and says I'm the only man she'd let see her browser history. I cry. It's a whole moment. Then it's my turn. I open my mouth, and a phone rings. Loud, obnoxious ringtone. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Everyone freezes, my brain short-circuits. Stan turns to Caroline's row, and sure enough, it's Caroline's phone. She fumbles with it like a cartoon villain caught monologuing. Finally silences it, but it's too late. Amanda shouts, "Really? At the vows?" My fiancé just sighs. Deep, calm, like a Buddhist monk staring into a thunderstorm. And then she does something none of us expected. She walks over to Caroline, takes the phone out of her hand, and reads the screen. I swear to you, Reddit, I have never heard silence like this. She holds up the phone, reads the caller ID. Incoming call from Operation Beach Wreck Planner. Gasps. Caroline tries to grab it back. Fails. My fiancé smiles, hands the phone to Stan and says, "Please remove this guest." Stan, bless him, does it gently but firmly. Caroline throws a tantrum that would make a toddler blush. She yells something about betrayal and injustice, and how this family was toxic before the DNA test. Amanda claps. Grandma mutters, "Took her long enough." And just like that, Caroline is gone. I finish my vows. The ceremony wraps. We kiss. People cheer. The ocean sparkles like it's in on the joke. At the reception, Amanda pulls me aside and says, I found the note in her purse. She was planning to give a toast. Title, A Word from the Sister Who Survived. We dodged a nuke. And yet, the day was perfect. No more sabotage. No surprise paternity reveals. Just us, dancing barefoot on the sand under fairy lights. My fiancée leaned in during our first dance and whispered, Guess you married the main character after all. I kissed her and said, Yeah, but at least she's not the villain. Reddit, I don't know what's coming next. But Post 5 is going to involve the fallout and Caroline's final move, because of course she wasn't done. Caroline's last card, all right Reddit, here it is. The day after the wedding, my wife and I, still weird to say, still amazing, were eating cold cake in bed, high off leftover champagne and mutual relief, when Amanda texts us, You need to see this. Attached, a screenshot, from Facebook. Caroline had made a public post. Not vague, not subtle, just full-on scorched earth. Here's what it said. Since everyone wants to paint me as the villain, here's the real story. I found out I was a product of an affair. My sister outed it at my wedding. My dad ghosted me. And now she's having her big day and I get escorted out like I'm the problem. If speaking the truth makes me toxic, then maybe the whole tree is rotten. Tagging. Our mom, our dad, Rick, yup, Amanda, me, and my boss. Yes. Caroline found my boss on Facebook and tagged him. What followed was a comment section that belongs in a museum. Over 400 replies. Family members weighing in like it was an election. Distant cousins I've never met writing essays. Her former high school nemesis chimed in with, You've always been a drama queen, Caroline. It was glorious. Amanda called me from the bathtub, her personal crisis zone, and read me her favorite comments like it was bedtime story hour. Girl, you wore white to her rehearsal dinner. You do realize you were planning sabotage in a Google Doc, right? This is why therapy exists. Use it. My wife stayed quiet through most of it. Until the end. She took my phone, scrolled for a minute and said, She finally got the attention, but now everyone knows the real story. And then, the most unexpected twist of all, Rick commented, I didn't know, but I'm still here if you ever want to talk. Not to hurt you, just to be honest. We all deserve honesty, even when it's messy. Cumic drop. The post stayed up for 12 hours before Caroline deleted it. No apology, no retraction, just vanished, like she hoped we'd all forget. But people don't forget Facebook fights. That stuff lives forever in screenshots and group chats. Later that night, Amanda sent me another text. She unfriended everyone except her yoga instructor and a hedgehog fan page. I wish I was making that up. So yeah, that's where we are. The wedding went viral. Again. Someone from TikTok DM'd us asking if they could animate the saga with stick figures. My wife said yes. I fully support this. Caroline hasn't reached out. But I think, deep down, she finally realized that being the villain isn't as fun when no one's cheering. And us? We're planning a second honeymoon. No Wi-Fi, no sisters, just peace. But I am bringing Stan. You never know. Post 6 is coming. Just when you think it's over, there's always a coda. The message she wasn't supposed to send. She wasn't supposed. All right, Reddit, last post, promise. Unless Caroline buys a megaphone and starts podcasting from our front lawn. So, we're back from our second honeymoon. It was perfect. There were goats, there was wine. Stan fell asleep in a hammock. 10 out of 10, no notes. I hadn't thought about Caroline in days, a personal record, until Amanda texted me the following. OMFG, check your email. Forwarded something insane. Turns out Caroline accidentally sent an email to the entire family group thread. Me, my wife Amanda, our parents, Rick, everyone. The email was clearly meant for her therapist. Subject line, closure homework. We assume it was one of those write a letter, don't send it exercises. But she sent it. To all of us. It was long, rambling, raw. Honestly, Kind of heartbreaking. Some excerpts. I thought if I controlled the narrative, I'd feel less helpless. But I ended up looking pathetic. I hate that I still want to be part of their lives. When she kicked me out of the wedding, part of me was relieved, because at least then I didn't have to pretend I wasn't angry. I miss her, even if I can't say it out loud. If you read this by accident, I'm sorry, I'm working on it, I really am. No dramatic ending, just her name, signed like a letter you bury in the woods. No one replied for an hour. Then Rick responded, "Still here." Then Amanda, "You need a group chat and a journal, girl, but we love you." Then my wife, "I miss you too." "Reddit," I cried. Maybe it's not forgiveness yet. Maybe it's not healing. But it's something. And honestly, after everything, the sabotage, the wedding chaos, the DNA saga, the Chris Stapleton ringtone, I think Caroline's starting to climb out of the hole she dug. We're not inviting her to every holiday, but we left a chair open at Friendsgiving, just in case. So no, I don't think I'm the asshole. I think I was just a guy trying to protect his fiancée from a wedding wrecking ball, and accidentally helped her family finally deal with their mess. Thanks for riding this wave with me, Reddit. And to the user who said you should write a book, Amanda's already pitching it to Netflix. We'll call it Spit Show, A Wedding Story. Peace out. David. If you like these stories and videos, make sure to like, comment, and share so we can make some money from ad revenue and continue getting better and better with our publications. We strive to donate a portion of everything we make to charities that make a difference. Let us know if there is someone or thing you want to support. Thank you for staying until the end and enjoying the story.